Hello everyone, this is KinCony Home Automation Training Lesson 2. Smart dimming, control basic. And last video, in lesson 1, we have learned and understand how to smart control lamp for on and off. But in this video, I will show you how to use a dimmable light. Not only turn on and turn off the light, but also you can change the light's brightness for high or for low. So in this video, I will show you how to connect with the wire with the hardware controller, and how to connect with a lamp, and how to connect to a switch. Okay, let's look at lesson 2 and the smart dimming control basics. So let's look at the first. We also need to look at what types of the light. Usually we have a dimmable light because some is AC and some is DC. That is a dimmable light. This AC controlled by SSR driver, just solid state relay. And this is DC, and the DC will controlled by a DC driver. Let's look at the product. You will understand easily. Okay, you can see this is the AC dimmable light. This works by AC 220 volt, and this used by SSR. This is the SSR. So if you want to control this on and off and change the brightness, you need to use this SSR driver and connect to this dimmable controller. And this one, that is DC. This is a DC lamp, the DC dimmable lamp. And this time you need this DC driver. So you can see this is 0 to 10 volt dimmable LED driver. This is input and output is DC. So this is for DC. You can see this is a DC lamp. And also you will use this LED strip, also work with the DC power supply. Just this one is only change the brightness, can't change the color. So this is for the different driver for different load. And you can see this is our KinCony DM16 controller. You can see this is DM16. That will have 6-channel output, 0 to 10 volt output. So if you change the brightness, just the voltage output is change different voltage. Okay, and you can see this manual control button for 16 channel for digital input, and also you can connect with a wall switch with this digital input port. Later I will show you the schematic. And this is the power supply, and this is the Wi-Fi antenna for TUYA. And let's look at the next. And you can see this have a controller DM16, and this have a wall switch, and this have a wall switch, and this have a DC driver. And in this video I will show you this demo. And this one, you can see this is output 1 and output 2. That is DC 0 to 10 volt. So this is output first channel to this DC driver, and the first channel, the DC output that I have connected with a DC lamp. And the second, you can see the second output I have connected a AC driver. So the AC driver is connected with the AC lamp. So maybe you will ask me which one is better. Maybe you want to choose DC lamp or AC lamp. Which one? You can leave your comment. Which one is better and which one you prefer. And you will write your description of your reason. But I think the different solutions, the different lamp are used for different situation. This for DC. And the DC is very stable because the voltage will not always change like AC, and the DC is very stable voltage. And the AC that usually will work with a high voltage, such as AC 220 volt, and the DC usually will use by 12 volt or 24 volt. So it can be chosen by yourself according to your power distribution box, the power supply, what voltage have output and what voltage you can get from the power. Okay, so this just have a different driver for different lamp. And later I will show you how it works with a lamp. You can see it's very easy. Just output and connect with the driver and connect with the lamp. And this wall switch also is very easy. Just connect DI1 and DI2. That means the digital input 1 and digital input 2. Maybe you will connect with the K1 for digital input 1 and K2 for digital input 2. So you will have a 2 button, maybe 1 button for brightness high and 1 button for brightness down. And this also should 2 different switch and control 1 lamp. You can see you just connect the K1, different K1 and the K1 together, so that you can extend the switch panel for second, for third, or for fourth. Just all K1 connected together and all K2 connected together, maybe K3 connected together. So you can use many different switch buttons installed on different position of the wall and place. Okay, so let's look at the diagram and how it connects together. Okay, you can see this is DM16 controller, and this is output 1. You can see this output 1. I have connected this cable have connected with this driver, and this driver input 0 to 10 volt input, and this black is ground. You can see this is ground, and you can see the black, this have a label should ground, and this have a power supply for 220 volt. Just this one is this one. Just give this driver a power supply, just for AC. And this is DC output. The DC output connect with the lamp. The lamp maybe 24 watt or 12 watt. So if you have different watt of the lamp, you need to change the corresponding driver. And also you can see this is the second channel. The second channel output I have connected with this SSR. This SSR also driver, and by 0 to 10 volt, you can see 0 to 10 volt. Just input the different volt and output the different volt, so that you can change the brightness according to change the voltage output. So this also is grounded. You can see this black color I have connected with this ground. Actually, these 2 ground is connected together in our PCB board. And just easy to fix in this screw, so I connect it here. Actually, you can connect this black cable and connect this one together. So this is input, and this is output. The output just connect with this lamp. Connect with this lamp. Serial connect with this lamp. Also is give this power supply, and the leaf line. You can see the leaf line input at here. The leaf line input at here. This is the leaf line. The leaf line goes through this SSR and back to this red cable, and the red cable goes through this lamp, and this lamp back to this blue cable, and this blue cable, and back to this power, just neutral line, to this neutral line. So this is very easy, the schematic of this different driver and the lamp. So we can put it here. Let's test it. Okay, let's look at the next. And you will see this is how to control by different application. The first one you can see that is KinCony web service, just without any software, without application, just work by web browser. You can log in by your computer and log in by your mobile phone and any other devices. Just have a web browser. So you can use this KCS that have a web service for your system. And the second that you can use the KinCony cloud server that you can remote control by internet. So you can use in a computer and use in a mobile phone just by a web page. So you can remote control your dimmable light for change brightness and for on and off. And this one you can see the third, that is to mobile phone application. So this application you can remote control by internet. You can go to anywhere, just on the world, just you have a mobile phone, have the internet, so you can remote control your lamp. And at last, you can see this is a home assistant software that you can install on your pad or on your mobile phone. So this is have a very good open source software. They will always update and update. So the software is very new. So you can see some beautiful dashboard and some beautiful window in different application and device. Okay, let's look at this 4 application. I will show you how it works. And the first web service, you can see, let's look at the KinCony web page. And you can see this is a login by your IP address of this DM16 controller. And this IP address will show in your OLED display. So you can see in our controller, and you can see this have show the different IP address. This is Tuya state. And you can see the Ethernet IP address and the Wi-Fi IP address and the time. So this time I can use the Ethernet IP address to log in my computer. And in this monitor web page, and you will see the different protocol states. And you can see this have a DAC, have a 16-channel DAC output. Also, you can use the sensor or use some RGB LED strip and digital input. And this time, let's test the channel 1 and the channel 2, because the channel 1 I have connected with a lamp. So you can use you can change different brightness. We can test with our multimeter to test the voltage output firstly. Okay, let's test the voltage output. What will change the different voltage in output terminal? This is the first channel, and this is ground. So you can see the voltage is 0. Now I change the brightness in my computer, and I change to 50%, and you will see the voltage is 5 volt. And I change to 79, and you can see 7.9. And I change to 100%, and you will see 9.9, almost 10. So this have, when I change the different position, you can see 29 and 2.9. So that will have a different voltage output. So this is the principle. We can change the light brightness because I have changed the different output of the voltage. So the voltage is different. I go through this driver and this driver. So the driver will output different voltage to the lamp. So we'll change the brightness. So let's test it. Now I will power on. You can see I have 2 power supply for AC. I just have this load, this driver, and this driver. I will power on. Okay, power on. And you can see this have a little brightness because it have changed to 29. I change to 0. You can see it have closed. So you can see if I change to 38, change to 58, change to 79, and change to 100%. You can see this is 100%. It's max brightness. And change to 51, and change to 32, and change to 0. Just turn off. Okay, this is for DC driver. And let's look at this one, SSR to control this AC lamp. You can see this is channel 2. If I change to 33, because it's not work, but I change to 49, it become on. And change a different brightness and with a different percent. And you can see 100%. Okay, and change to 79, 60, and 45, and 19, and 0. So you can see the different load will have a different startup voltage. This is low and this is high than this DC load. So this according to the different power load. Okay, so now you can see we can easily to change the different lamp brightness by this DM16 dimmable controller. And let's look at the next. Okay, let's go on. And the next you can see, this is by KinCony Cloud Server. And you can see, this is KinCony Cloud Server. This is DM16 I have already added to my account. So you can enter and by this web page, and you can see I changed the first channel of dimmer. And you can see this have changed the brightness and change to 75 and change to max 100%. You can see this is different. So this way is by the internet. So you can go to anywhere, just remote control your brightness very easily and turn off. And the next, let's look at this is Tuya mobile phone. So you can use your mobile phone remote control by internet. And you can see this is my mobile phone. This have a dimmable light module. You can see I enter. You can see this have 16 channel dimmable light. And you can see I can turn on this one, first channel, and turn on to max, and turn on to low. You can see low, and also I can turn off. And the second, you can see the second, change to max and close it. And also I can click this for on and off directly, for on and for off directly. So you can see this is Tuya mobile phone. I have used the Wi-Fi, and I can also disable the Wi-Fi. Now you can see I have used the 5G used by setting. You can see I can also change the brightness by 5G and turn off, and turn on, and turn off. Okay, so this is remote control by internet. This is Tuya mobile phone application used by Wi-Fi and by 5G. Work, no problem. And the next, let's look at this is Home Assistant, because it's a very famous open source software for home automation. And you can see for demo, I can log in and use by the web page. And actually, you can install on your Android phone or Apple iPad or your any Android pad, no problem. So you can see this is the first DAC. You can see 16 channel and ADC and digital input. And the 16 channel, the first one you can see, I can click and I change the brightness. So you can see the brightness is changed. I can change it, so the brightness is changed. Okay, so this is the first one. I can turn off. And the second channel, you can see I can change the brightness, and the brightness is changed. You change it, and change it. So this can control by Home Assistant. So it's a very good software and have a very good dashboard. You can see you can integrate many different smart controller and smart product in one software just for by Home Assistant. So this is for Home Assistant. So you can see I have showed some different application work with the same controller together. And the next, let's look at how to use this wall switch, because this you need to use the menu control button for control the brightness on and brightness off. So you can see next we can set the if DDT for home automation. This is very powerful logical for automation settings. Let's look at how it works. And you can see in our KCS web page, just the web page, you have a if DDT option. You can click and you can create if DDT command line. So you can see this I have renamed for up because I want the brightness up, and this one, the second, is brightness down. So the first one you can see I can click edit. You just need to create by yourself because I have already created if DDT command before I take the video. So you can see you can change the name, rename, and enable this if DDT command, and edit if condition. I have added this DI1 because my switch have connected with the digital input 1 for K1. So you can see you can choose this DI1 is toggling type, triangle type is rising edge. That means the button have been pressed. Press the button, you will trigger the rising edge apply. And this one also is very important. For then command for analog output, you can click and change the output 1 because I have connected Y with output 1 for DC load. And the type, when is target value, if you want, press this button, go to 20% or go to 100%. This means the target value is an absolute value. And this is step value. That means when you press this button, the brightness will increase or decrease. So the first one I want the brightness is up. So I choose to this options is increase. Maybe I can change to 20% during about 100 milliseconds. So that means if I press this button, the brightness will up 20% during 100 milliseconds. So you can change these settings according to your requirements. Some people want the brightness up quickly, and some people want the brightness up slowly. So you can change these settings by yourself. This is the value and this is the time. So you just click apply. So you can save this FDD command. And for the first one, that is for the up. And the second, also you can click this edit. And this is DI2. That means the second K2 have pressed, also is the rising edge. And the analog output, the channel 1, will be by this step value to decrease 20% during 100 milliseconds. So you can also click this save button, and let's look at what will be used in our wall switch button. Let's look at this is switch button, and this one is K1. I press this button. Press this button. You can see. Press this button. This is brightness up. You can see. I press brightness up. Press brightness up. Every time up 20% during 100 milliseconds, and you can see in our monitor and at here this is 80%. If I press again, you can see the value will be changed to 100%, and this is max brightness. And this one you can see I click, that is decrease. You can see the value have reduced to 80%, and the brightness is be down. You can see press again, press again, press again, press again. So this have reduced to 0%. So this time you can see I have connected with this cable together, and let's look at that means this K1 is a blue one have connected with this K1. This you can see K1 blue one, and this K2 is the yellow line have connected with this K2, have connected with K2 together. And also this black is ground and the black is ground. So it's very easy. If you have the second and the third and the fourth different switch panel, just connect all one together with 1 point. Okay, so you can see I can press this button for brightness up, and press this up, brightness up, and down, this one, down, 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 down. So you can use any button for on, and for off. So this will be very easy. Use a smart dimming project used by the wall switch. And also you can program this key button, because I have defined this key button for output 1 by this DC driver. And if you want this button work with this AC driver to change this brightness of the AC lamp, so you can just change the FDD command, just change the software setting and not need to change this hardware anyway. So this time you can see that is very easy and how to use the KinCony controller to change the brightness of the lamp, let your lamp become smart and have a smart dimmer function. Okay, if you have any questions, you can leave a message to us. Thanks for watching.